So I've had a few videos on some tests, like in my test garden, and just burying like coins in the ground there the last few weeks. And my detectors are not malfunctioning. I do not have a faulty dais, at least I don't think so. I do not have a faulty coil. I do not have a faulty machine. It's my freaking hot soil. If you guys were to dig in hot soil just one time, or in my area, or like in Australia, or in Culpeper soil, you would freaking understand what hot soil is about. I am lucky to get anything out of the ground on days like today when it's pouring down rain, or even next week, right? Because I have clay here. I have very dense mineralized clay, and the water takes a long time to settle. My soil retains water for a long time, and it stays wet. The water just doesn't drain out of my soil as fast as mild soil. Mild soil or sand or on a clean area, mild soil, you guys have it really easy, man. You guys have fantastic results out there. I've seen a lot of great stuff being pulled out of the ground with all metal detectors. But once you get your metal detector over hot soil, some really hot ground, or a habitation site, or some mineralized ground, you will understand what I go through. And when that water is still above that clay layer, that's when I struggle a lot. That's when I struggle the most at this time of the year. Last year I was having some really good results because the ground was dry last summer and last spring and last fall. Because the ground was dry, we really didn't get much rain last year, but it was really hot. The temperatures were over 100 degrees for a lot of years last year. So I think it's done something to my soil. I've never experienced this with my soil before. What's happening with my detectors. I tested the dais 2 with a brand new coil in my test garden yesterday, and I buried some coins, and it was raining out, and I tested with a brand new coil. My dais is not malfunctioning. It is my soil. So I went and got another detector. I got my legend with my 6-inch coil, wasn't hitting it. Got my legend with my 11-inch coil, wasn't hitting it. 5-inch deep nickel, right, wasn't hitting it. A freshly buried coin. So when targets are in the ground for many, many years, decades, or centuries, they form a ball around them, and the ground is not disturbed. So when I dig a hole in my hot soil here and I bury a coin, all those minerals are all stirred up. So the minerals are going to mask that target with all machines. All machines do this. And so I'll say, the legend will hit that coin. No, it wasn't hitting it. I got the 6-inch, the 11-inch. I got the simplex with the 11-inch. I got the SP24, the SP28, SP22. I got my V3i with my 10-inch, my MXT with my 10-inch, my MXT with my 9-inch concentric, the Equinox. I got the Deus 1 with the HF 9-inch, the 11-inch X35, the 9-inch X35. Not one single detector hit that in any mode. With any coil. The Deus 2 was doing very well in Goldfield program and in Relic program. The Relic program, it has the notch feature, or it has the notch feature on it, so that's what I really like. I think the Deus 2 will perform very well with that notch feature if I'm looking at my tones there, looking at my numbers. So the Deus 2 was performing very well when it was dry out. And once it started raining, that's when I experienced problems. And that's when I experienced problems with my other detectors too. All my detectors failed on a nickel at 6 inches deep. Every single detector failed on that test with a bunch of different coils. I spent 2.5 hours out here trying to hit it. None of my detectors hit that nickel. I don't want to post any more videos like that. I'm just gonna post a couple more videos that I made yesterday on that test because it's really inconclusive. If you have mild soil, you don't have to worry about the things that I worry about. If you have hot soil, my videos are very informational, and it's a very good indicator that machines struggle in hot soil. It's not my machines, it's not me, it's not my settings, it's not my coil. It is my soil. It is my soil. I envy those guys who are killing it with these machines here, these new machines and even older machines, because they have mild soil. You have no grasp. There's just no way to grasp what hot soil does to detectors unless you dig in it at least a few times, right? I've had people visit me from around the country and detect with me. They just struggle, right? They just struggle. And I try to give them my same settings and they still struggle, right? Because they're not used to hot soil. You have to swing your detector a certain way. You have to have it in right modes. And my soil changes so much, right? My soil changes so much I can't have it on tracking because it just goes crazy, right? It won't hit targets. All my machines, right? All my machines that have tracking, it just doesn't work because my soil is different. That soil is different from that soil. That soil is different from that soil, from that soil, from that soil, right? It just changes every 10, sometimes every 5 feet. And I'm hunting in spots that sometimes there's fill in the ground there, and the fill is a lot hotter than the ground that's underneath it. And that fill retains water too because it's compacted soil. And usually the fill is clay, right? And most of the areas that I hunt in, if there's fill, they use red clay, and that soil does not release the water out very well. So I just have a very slim chance at getting anything in fill, in my area. It's red clay, dense red clay. If you look at my plugs there, it's really shiny on the outside of my plugs when I pop my plugs, especially when it's wet like this. If there's a lot of moisture in my soil, it's dense clay. If you have really loamy soil or sand or mild soil with very little minerals in it, you're gonna have some really good results with any machine. Any machine. A lot of machines struggle in my soil here. And we just got to do what we got to do to get around that soil, to penetrate that soil. Many times I struggle getting 5-inch deep targets out of the ground on targets that have just been buried. It's just impossible, right? 5-inch deep coins. If you guys hunt in hot soil, please comment on this channel and tell us what you're experiencing or some stories. I've hunted in mild soil a lot, and it's just fabulous to hunt in mild soil. Most days, it's raining like this, right? I live in a really rainy climate, and when that water's in the soil there, detectors just go batshit crazy. You see me with my simplex a lot. The simplex does go really deep, but when I get it over my hot soil, when it's wet like this, it just cracks and pops and snaps and pops all over the place. It's not EMI, it is my hot soil. And the Deus 1 performs very well with the HF coil at 14 kilohertz, the 9-inch round coil. And I don't know the Deus 2 good enough to hunt in my hot soil, because I hunted with my Deus 2 at first in dry soil. And once this soil snapped on me, once it started raining a lot here, that's when I started experiencing my problems. And with the newer updates, because newer updates, they just perform different. Different updates do different things, and they respond to the soil different. And it's not my Deus 2 that's malfunctioning. It is my soil. It is my soil. So just hang in with me there. I might not have a lot of videos up in the next few weeks because my soil is so hot. And I can't really get a lot of videos up because the videos are really crappy because, you know, I'm hunting in the rain, don't get very many videos, quality videos up. So I do have a lot of older videos with my machines that I'll probably be posting. I'll have to upload a lot of them. But on days like today, you know, I don't really get a lot out of the ground. My detectors go batshit crazy, right? Just the nature of the beast. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.